Knowledge is power!
Hey guys, what's up? GGNG here, and welcome back to the A to Z Dotabuff replay review series. We're gonna do Earth Spirit for this one. I got a lot of requests for Earth Spirit, and I'll go back for the other heroes after this. But I'm sorry I haven't been putting out videos in the past 2 weeks. I have had midterms. I am still in college, so I can't really do these videos on a super regular schedule, though I do try. But yeah, we're watching the #1 ranked Earth Spirit on Dotabuff. He's Jerax. Some of you might know him from the 4ASC team, or I think he's now on MVP Phoenix in Korea. But he is a relatively well-known pro player, and he is gonna play this game on the Chinese servers, so I'm like 90% sure everyone in this game is above 6k MMR. He does play Earth Spirit as a support, like a roaming 4, or he plays him as an offlaner, which is where most people normally play him. I see some Earth Spirit mids, but I think he's best in the offlane. And he does go for starting items of a set of tangos, a salve, a clarity, and a stout shield. I've watched like the top 5 of the top 10 Earth Spirits, and every Earth Spirit that goes offlane goes this exact set of items. So I think it's pretty set in stone between like all the top Earth Spirit players who have played maybe like a combined like 10,000 Earth Spirit matches or whatever. But everyone goes this build, so this is probably the correct item build to go. Gives you good survivability, good regen, and the clarity is just really good because you have really low mana pool, and your spell costs are also pretty low as well. So it just helps you with your spammability. He does pick up roll level 1. Notice how that he held his skill point until he saw heroes. So I actually want to pause this really quickly and talk about the skill, your first skill for Earth Spirit. So I do play a little bit of Earth Spirit myself, and after watching a few of his replays and a few other Earth Spirit replays, usually Earth Spirits will hold their first skill until they realize what they need. So there are sort of advantages to getting each of the 3 skills at level 1. If you're gonna get Smash at level 1, it's usually just to fight around the rune. So if you have Boulder Smash, you have the potential to knock someone up onto a cliff if they're facing the wrong way or out of position. And it's also your highest damage ability at level 1 with 125 damage. So it's really good for rune fights and sort of early game, just like 4-on-4, 3-on-3 sort of fights. Rolling Boulder is sort of the one you sort of get by default if you have nothing else to get. It's just solid because it's an escape, initiation, and a slow at the same time. And it's sort of always useful. Getting grip first is usually only done when you're offlaning, and you can do this thing where you stand over here. So where my like box is for the cursor, and as the creeps walk by over here, you can stand here and then you pull one of the creeps, and it'll sort of walk along this path and get stuck in the trees right here. So your wave has 1 less creep, and the safe lane creep wave will push into your tower because you have 1 less creep. It also works the same way on Radiant. You can stand over here, and as the creeps walk by over here, you pull them into this cluster of 4 trees. And there's another spot up here. You can stand here, and as the creeps walk by, you pull them into these 6 trees over here as well. So just a quick overview of getting each of the 3 spells at level 1. Jerax does all 3 of them, but this game he's just going to get roll. So we'll get back into the game. Alright, so he's going to roll for the first creep, being very liberal with his usage. It's only 50 mana, and he's not really going to need to escape in this lane since he does have a Centaur, and the opposing lane is not too strong. So it does look like he's going to give most of the farm to his Centaur, which is pretty understandable. He doesn't really need items on Earth Spirit. You sort of want basic items like boots, bottle, urn, and then you're pretty much set as long as you have levels. Blink and Aghanim Scepter are usually pretty nice, but those are sort of luxury. So he is going to go for that roll on the Juggernaut over there. So again, being very liberal with using the roll. Only 50 mana, and even though he can't really kill the Juggernaut if he lands it, he can at least force him to use a Blade Fury, which is pretty nice. He is going to pick up Boulder Smash at level 2, and he's going to pick up Grip at level 3, which is definitely the build you want to go. Just want to have 1/1/1 by level 3, just because all your spells are so useful. The general skill build for Earth Spirit is you have 1/1/1 by level 3, and then you max your grip because it gives you the most damage and increases your silence duration. And sometimes you get level 2 smash before you max your grip, but only rarely do I see that. And it's usually on the roaming Earth Spirits. So he's going to use his Boulder Smash just to harass the Omni, get some last hits, and he's going to roll for this regen. So one thing that I've noticed about watching Jerax play Earth Spirit is that he has a very good sense of how far his roll is going to take him. And I think that just comes with lots of experience and sort of playing around with the roll. So it looks like he's going to go for the Sniper here, and it seems like he wanted the Storm to pull the Sniper so that he could land his roll, but a bit of miscommunication. This is on the Chinese servers, by the way, so I doubt he's communicating with his team in Chinese. So it might be a bit of sort of awkward team play. But he did play that pretty well. If you notice what he did, he rolled toward the Sniper, but when he saw the Storm didn't use his Vortex, he just didn't drop a rock at all. And that's something I see all the good Earth Spirit players do. They don't drop rocks unless they're absolutely sure their roll is going to hit at max range. If you drop your rock immediately after you roll and you miss, you sometimes get put really out of position. If you're like going for a gank, sometimes you might even roll into the tower and just die, which is unfortunate. So he's gonna go for this harass on the Omni Knight. Pretty hard to kill without his silence. And they're just gonna chase this Earth Spirit away, making space for his team. Not too bad. So I'll talk about the different Earth Spirit combos as he sort of uses them. That one he did right there on the Omni Knight, he smashed and then he rolled. That one is pretty basic, just used for setting up your roll effectively to make sure that they don't dodge your roll. And that's why some Earth Spirits, as I said before, they sometimes get level 2 smash before they max their grip. And that just to make sure that their roll is absolutely gonna land. And the reason that you need level 2 smash is if you read the Rolling Boulder tooltip, actually we'll see a gank here. Wow, really nicely played by Jerax there. And looks like he's gonna pull the Centaur away too. So very, very nice Earth Spirit play. So he didn't panic at all when he saw the Invis Earthshaker fissure. He dropped a rock, stunned the Earthshaker immediately, and he didn't roll out in a panic. He walked around the fissure and then he rolled out to make sure that the Earthshaker couldn't block him with his body and stop his roll. I think the Juggernaut misplayed there a little bit. He should have been following the Earth Spirit around with his Blade Fury, but he sort of got greedy and went for the Centaur as well. But because Jerax did not panic there, he was able to turn what should have been a 2-0 gank into no kills for the Radiant. So very nice play. But yeah, as I was saying before, when you use your Rolling Boulder, it always takes 1.6 seconds if you look at the tooltip for your boulder to land. You have a 0.6 second delay, so like when you're sort of turning into a ball and you're like in place, that takes 0.6 seconds, and then it always takes you 1 second to travel. If you see it, if you drop a rock, you travel at 160. 1600. And you roll at 1600, so it's always 1 second. And same for if you don't drop a rock, it's 800, and you roll for 800 as well. Looks like he's gonna die here actually. So a bit awkward in terms of positioning. Maybe he should have ran up, but just sort of securing runes for his team, making space. Not too big of a deal. Also, you'll notice again, he has a very good sense of how much his roll is gonna take him. So he was able to like land right on top of the rune, despite rolling from far away and dropping a rock. And that just comes with experience. Yeah, but I still haven't finished my point about Boulder Smash. God. So it takes 1.6 seconds for your roll to actually land. And Boulder Smash level 2 gives you 1.25 seconds of stun. So the difference is 0.4 seconds, and usually people won't be able to run away from your Boulder Smash in time in that 0.4 seconds. If you only have level 1 Boulder Smash, it's about 1 second, so it's a bit riskier to try to land your rolling boulder. If you have level 2 Boulder Smash, it's pretty much guaranteed. So that's why people get level 2 Boulder Smash. Alright, so he's level 3, going to run around, try to do stuff on the map. And his team is doing pretty well without him. He's still... Actually, I think the game stats are broken. He is 0-1-0. And looks like you're gonna try to set up on this Omni Knight bottom. And did a pretty good job trying to chain stun with the Storm there. Though the Centaur was also there, so he didn't really need it. So he's gotten pretty much every rune for his team, which is pretty nice. And he's going to pull the Centaur. Nope. He got away by himself just fine, and we'll see where he goes from here. TP top, maybe help his troll. He sees he already dies, and just gonna cancel his TP. Which is pretty nice. I see a lot of sort of newer support players make that mistake. They TP instantly to a lane to try to help their carry, and it's already too late for them to do anything, and then they just don't cancel their TP, and they end up like dying after their carry as well, because they have like 3 or 4 heroes there. If you can't do anything in the lane, just don't TP to that lane. Alright, so it looks like he's going to get some experience. Earth Spirit's really powerful when he hits level 6, which is where he really wants to be. He is going to go for a grip first. And we'll see how this game goes from here. I am curious to see whether his item build is gonna be sort of more farm oriented or sort of just 5 position. Because he does have a silencer, which is not a really good 5 position. But Earth Spirit sort of wants a little farm at least. He wants Urn, he wants upgraded boots. And eventually he'll want his mobility items. For some of the other top Earth Spirits, they sort of play more 3 position. I think Jerax is one of the ones that plays sort of more 4 and 5. A lot of them play 3, so they'll go stuff like Treads, Blade Mail is an item I see sometimes, Veil, Dagon. As we see this Juggernaut trying to kill our Earth Spirit, but He's positioning very well around creeps so that he won't get Omni slashed. Alright, so he does finally pick up boots. He is only level 5, unfortunately. Very sad. Spent most of the early game roaming around and not really getting too much done, though he was making some space and securing runes for his team. So not terrible. But yeah, as I was saying, some of the more core-oriented Earth Spirits, they'll go for a lot of utility items. I see Halberd sometimes, I see Veil. Yules is also a very nice item. If you get Yules on Earth Spirit, you can set up your stun and silence very easily. You don't really have to rely on getting a good jump on the hero. Your stun is actually pretty easy to dodge if it's not close to you. Like, I know a lot of people think that the stun is like super easy to hit, but it's actually pretty hard if they're more than like 500 range away from you. And if you don't know the sort of boulder smash mechanics, you can smash any rock that's within 200 range of you. So if you just have a rock within 200 range, doesn't matter if it's behind you, to the left of you, to the right of you, you can just smash it by clicking your boulder smash and pointing it in the direction you want your rock to travel to, and it will travel in that direction. You don't actually have to face the rock or face the direction that you're smashing, so it's not as hard as people think it is, but it is actually pretty difficult to land a good smash. As we see a pause here, he does finally have his ultimate, so maybe we'll see some nice magnetized plays. And I'm just gonna fast forward through this actually. Alright, cool. So he does have his ultimate, we'll see what he does with it. Earth Spirit ultimate is actually one of the highest damage level 1 ultimates in the game. If you actually have all 6 charges and they allow you to keep dropping rocks. But in terms of actual like use, usually you only get like 1 or 2 rocks down before they either die or TP away or sort of kill you. But theoretically you can do like at level 16, I think it's like over 2400 damage if you have all 6 rocks on a single hero, and if you have like all 5 heroes, that would be like 2400 damage in an AoE, plus like lots of silence and slow, since the magnetize does spread your other effects. So alright, we'll go over some magnetize mechanics in case you guys aren't too familiar. Heroes that are affected by magnetize, if you land your grip or your slow on them, the effects will also apply to any other heroes that are magnetized. So if you land a rolling boulder on, let's say like the Earthshaker, who's magnetized, and the sniper is also magnetized, the sniper will also get slowed. Same for the silence, but not for the stun, which would be pretty ridiculous if you could spread a 2.5 second stun to the entire team with magnetize. But anyway, he's still sort of not using his ultimate, just harassing the Juggernaut, making it so that he can't farm comfortably. Alright, so he is going to pick up the 14-minute rune, running towards the mid lane. In terms of heroes he can actually kill this game by himself, Earth Spirit is a pretty decent solo killer, just in the early levels because of how much his ultimate does. But he has pretty limited options here. Oh, it looks like he's gonna get a free Omni Knight kill. I'm just gonna use his ultimate for that. And pop his regen rune. So your ultimate is only like 75 seconds or 80 seconds cooldown. Pretty worth it to just use it for a solo kill. But as I was saying before, in terms of solo kill potential, sort of limited this game. Bristleback is really tanky. Juggernaut and Omni Knight both have magic immunity and a heal, so sort of hard to bring them down unless you play very well. You have to really play around with your silence and your stun. But definitely worth it to drop an ultimate for a solo kill early game. Also, when you're going for these solo kills, when you're using your ultimate, or even if you're not using your ultimate, you sort of want to save your boulder smash for when they're TPing away, because that is one of the easiest ways to avoid an Earth Spirit gank. Is if you see him roll in on you and drop his ultimate and like just immediately silence and stun. As we see a gank here, really good chain stunning by the Earth Spirit, sort of waiting for the vortex to end until he uses his boulder smash. But if you see an Earth Spirit just immediately drop all his spells, you can just TP out because he doesn't have any way to cancel a TP if he uses his smash already. So just be wary of that when you're going for ganks. Save your smash for any TPs. And your Magnetize does go through magic immunity, but the damage does not. So he misses his boulder smash there, but he is going to get the kill anyway. So his item progression is not terrible. He's gotten an urn, and looks like he's going for a blink dagger next. So not going to upgrade his boots at all. In terms of boot choice, I think I already said that most Earth Spirits go for either treads or tranquil boots. I don't see a lot of arcane boots, mainly just because Earth Spirit has such low mana costs, and the sort of extra mana pool is wasted. Oh, really good 4-man stun there. 4-man silence as well, and just walking up the hill versus that is really dangerous. Unfortunately, it looks like they're not going to get any kills at all because his team was not ready. And he's gonna, nope, pull a storm away. Pull them like 200 units, but it looks like they're gonna get away just fine. So basic Earth Spirit combos you saw there. He kicked the rock and then he pulled it back as it went through all the other heroes. So he was able to stun, then silence 4 different heroes. Pretty easy to pull off. It does take some getting used to for the boulder smash travel time, but just go into a lobby and practice and it'll be fine. Alright, so he does go for 2 levels in boulder smash. I'm interested to see if he's going to max boulder smash or max rolling boulder. I think this is mostly just preference between the Earth Spirit players, but I see some people max the boulder, some people max the boulder smash, but everyone gets at least level 2 into smash, just because of the way the rolling boulder works. I guess some people just value mobility over the stun duration. Alright, so it looks like they're going to try to set up a gank. Maybe go for a smoke over here. A lot of this game has been him just sort of running around and trying to make stuff happen, but there's been a lot of miscommunication, I think. Like, whenever he pings for someone to go, like the Storm is farming in the jungle. I think that's just a result of playing on the Chinese servers and not having the language, having a language barrier.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Looks like he's trying to hide here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Again, he's not doing too much. It's sort of... I don't really know what to say about this. Maybe we should fast forward and we'll see if anything exciting happens.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He's still hiding down here for like the last 2 minutes. It's pretty interesting.
Radiant's
Huh. Alright. Okay, so let's go back. Just gonna stun, silence, and let's see how the fight goes out. Again, he's not really with his team. It's sort of strange to me. But they are able to just pick off a sniper immediately, and I guess that's fine. So he is going for max boulder smash first. And he is not really afraid to drop rocks to farm. Though he does have 5 charges since he hasn't really been like doing much. Usually you have to be pretty careful about dropping rocks to farm, because you never know if you need them for fights. Usually if you have like 4 or 5 rocks, you can be pretty safe about dropping rocks for fights. For a team fight, you need, I think, a minimum of 3 rocks to be effective. See a good stun, and this storm is... He's gonna save the storm, but it looks like this team fight's lost. Going in a bit too deep there. Good pull on that troll, and gonna be able to stun everyone. So when he's pulling to save his allies, he's not actually just like pulling them immediately. He's trying to pull them into a good position. So when he was pulling the troll, he sort of hid in the trees so that he was able to pull him off up a cliff, which is pretty nice to do. But yeah, as I was saying before, to team fight effectively, I think you need a minimum of 3 rocks. So you need 1 rock to roll, 1 rock for a sort of ultimate silence, and then 1 rock for stunning and keeping up your ultimate. Obviously the more rocks you have, the better, but I think you need at least 3 rocks to be effective in a team fight. Looks like his team is gonna fight without him again. He's pretty late coming into the party. Oh, good 3-man stun there. Gonna blink ultimate. And getting his ultimate on everyone, making sure to keep it up. It does last for 6 seconds between every rock, so you don't have to drop them immediately. And good stun there. Keeping the ultimate up on the Omni Knight, silencing him, making sure he can't do anything. And while it's still going, and oh, unfortunately he couldn't get the Omni Knight in time, but he's able to keep his ultimate up for the entirety of that team fight. We're actually gonna rewatch this, and we'll see exactly what he does. Okay, so let's slow this down. Alright, he's gonna rock. Blink, drop his ultimate. Immediately, just silence. Because everyone is magnetized, everyone is silenced. Dropping a rock to refresh his ultimate. Damage over time. Dropping another rock. Trying to stun the sniper, but he does have repel on. Gotta keep the ultimate up on the Omni, silence him. Make sure that he can't heal or repel. Drop another one behind the Omni so it spreads to the bristleback. Try to roll on the bristle, but he does turn around. Unfortunate. Again, drop it in between the heroes so it spreads to both. and trying to wait out that repel duration, but it does last a bit too long. So that was a 4-2 team fight, so pretty nicely done. And if we were able to look at the like damage for the entire team fight, I'm sure he did like the most damage out of all his heroes, just because of the way that he was able to land magnetize on pretty much everyone. Alright, so we'll go back to normal speed now. But yeah, as you saw there, he used all 6 rocks in the team fight. And that went really well for him. But if you don't have enough rocks, your team fight impact is sort of limited. As we see another pause, I'm just going to fast forward through this. So you have to be really careful about keeping up rocks. He was able to do pretty much whatever he wanted with his rocks this game, because within like 25 minutes, that was like the first like big team fight. There was one other one, but he was sort of a bit late to that one, so he wasn't able to use much rocks. Or many rocks, sorry. Grammar. But if you're like constantly ganking, you do have to be pretty careful about how many rocks you use. And that's why it's pretty important to practice your Earth Spirit combos. Like if you miss a combo, say like you smash a rock but you don't pull it back in time, that's like a rock that you've lost, right? So you have to use another rock to cast their silence again. So you just wasted an entire rock. Or if you're like rolling and you already place a rock before your roll is gonna hit and you miss your roll, then you just wasted another rock. So making sure that you land your combos is super important for conserving your rocks and playing a good Earth Spirit. Alright, so for item progression, he did pick up his Blink the last fight, and he did upgrade his Style Shield into a Poor Man's Shield. I guess that's pretty cost efficient. Poor Man's Shield is pretty underrated by a lot of people. It's almost as good as Vanguard in terms of damage block. It just doesn't give you the HP or regen, but if you just want to block damage, Poor Man's Shield is really nice.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, we'll see a fight breaking out here. He is going to go for a Scepter next, so Scepter just gives you, well, I'll talk about it when he actually gets it, but Scepter gives you so much utility. It turns you into a sort of pseudo Batrider, and alright, he actually he misses his ultimate because Shrapnel is instant damage, which never made sense to me. But this fight might actually be lost because he actually misses his ultimate, and that's a lot of damage. But he is able to get a really nice 3-man stun, and unfortunately is not able to save the Centaur. But looks like it is a 2 for 0. I mean, sorry, 2 for 1. That is their safe lane though, so it's not terrible. But his dagger was actually cancelled by the Shrapnel cast, which like always confused me, because it's a damage over time, but the first tick is like instant, so as soon as you cast it, it does damage. There's no like grace period. I don't know, but that was a bit unfortunate. He ulted nothing, and the team fight was semi-lost. But yeah, he's going Scepter. Scepter turns you into a sort of a Batrider, a Shadow Demon, and it gives you like another rock. So you can save an ally by turning them into a stone, give them invulnerability for 2 seconds, and you can like pull them out. It's like a Batrider, Venge, and Shadow Demon all in like one Scepter. You can save an ally, sort of pull them away from danger, and smash them really far because they're a rock, so they'll go for like 2000 range. You can also stone an enemy and then smash them into your team, so you're sort of like a Venge / Batrider. And if you have Scepter, it's really hard for the enemy team to push your high ground, because if they're like near your T3, you can actually turn them into a stone, pull them, and then smash them like all the way into your fountain, or at least like behind your T4s, which is a bit ridiculous. So Scepter is a really, really good item on Earth Spirit.
Tower is under attack.
Now we might see him actually do some Scepter plays this game, and I'll sort of point them out when he actually does them. Again, most of this game has been him sort of playing very defensively in terms of just his movement around the map. In fights he's being pretty aggressive, but for most of this game he's just sitting behind his cores, saving them and not really looking to kill too many heroes. He's sort of just following his team around, which I guess is sort of necessary when you don't when you can't communicate with any of your teammates. Can't really set up ganks as well, but if you're just like saving them, it's pretty easy to do that by yourself. Alright, Troll doing Roshan. At least we know that on Chinese servers, people still pick Troll, Sniper, and Juggernaut. So they're just like us, even though they speak Chinese.
Dire's top tower has fallen. Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
Alright, stunning the Juggernaut. And the Storm is followed up pretty nicely. So, nice kill on their core. And looks like they're going to try to transition into a push here. Whoa, rolling pretty deep. He's just going to die. That is one of the problems with Earth Spirit. Even though you're pretty tanky. And, oh, looks like this fight is lost. Yeah, they're diving a bit too deep here. That is one of the problems with Earth Spirit. Even though he is, Storm's diving really deep. Holy shit. He gets him though. No, he does die in the fountain. Oh, that's pretty good. But yeah, even though you're pretty tanky as Earth Spirit, like, I think right now he has like around 1600 HP. I don't even know what he has, but I'm just gonna guess 1600 HP just based on his items. He has 1500, so close enough. But even though you have 1500 HP and you're pretty tanky, if you miss your roll, then you get super out of position and you die super fast, just because if you're in the middle of like 4 heroes, you're gonna get focused down really easily. And usually you don't have the farm to sort of survive that. So that's why people get like Blink Force, so that you can like blink in, cast your spells, and then just get out with your roll. Or like position yourself better so that you don't die instantly in fights. Good fissure there to block the... He actually blocks his own teammate. Okay, so not a good fissure, but the intention was... It was correct to stun 3 heroes, but not to block the Omni Knight. So some people even get BKB on Earth Spirit just so that you can get your spells off effectively. Like, since you're in the middle of everyone to cast your ultimate, you can get sort of focused really easily. And it can be hard to cast your spells, so people like to get BKB.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Alright, so I don't know if we're gonna be able to see him get Scepter this game. But we'll talk about the Scepter combos. So I think before you get Scepter, you sort of have to get Blink because it becomes a lot easier to use. But what you can do is, that was an interesting global. What you can do is you blink in next to a hero, you turn them into a stone, and then you kick them back into your team, and you roll after them. Or you can blink sort of in front of them, turn them into a stone, pull them, and then kick them back, so you get even more range. And this is sort of really awkward positioning on this Earth Spirit. But he is able to roll out, which is very surprising. Good usage of the roll there. Roll to the right so that no one was able to block him. And silence the Omni Knight. But that was very awkward for all parties involved. Alright, so he's just farming here. Still only level 13, 35 minutes into the game. You can also smash creeps for damage. That does work. Though you don't get the stun, so not as nice. He's also really good about recycling stones. So that was the stone that he just kicked to farm the first wave. He's gonna go over there and kick it and use it to farm the second wave as well. So not wasting any stones. Very important for an Earth Spirit player. And just slowly trying to farm his way to a Scepter. Earth Spirit is not a good farmer. He can farm lane creeps pretty well, but neutral camps are usually too high HP. Wow, why did he not pull there? It's interesting. But neutral creeps are a bit too high HP for his spells to actually clear effectively. So you're best off sticking to farming lane creeps and let your like cores farm the jungle or whatever. But he is getting ever closer to a Scepter. And wow, Storm with Troll ulti is disgusting. I'm just gonna check the net worth really quickly. Just for myself. Actually, the Storm is 8k above the Juggernaut, so not too surprising that he's able to solo kill him 37 minutes in. Alright, so farming. I'm actually going to skip most of this because it's pretty boring. Alright. So he's actually invisible here. Gonna drop his ultimate. Silence on everyone. And whoa, really good boulder smash there to get both of them in a line. Just gonna keep dropping his rocks. Good boulder smash on 2 heroes. And after all that, only 1 hero dies. So, a bit anticlimactic. Notice that he, like when he starts fights, he just drops his ultimate immediately at the beginning of the fight. Which is what you want to do, because it is not a burst damage spell. You really have to have it go on for a while for the damage to actually be significant. So just get your ultimate off as soon as possible. It doesn't matter if it's only on 1 hero. You don't have to like... It doesn't have to be like an epicenter, right? Because you can spread it with your rocks. So as long as you have it on 1 hero, or even like a creep in the middle of a team fight, it'll spread through your rocks to other units. So just get it off as soon as possible, and then just get out and spread your ultimate through your rocks. And what he's been doing is, if you notice in team fights, he's sort of at the edge, and then he's just casting his spells whenever they come off cooldown to have the most impact. So whenever he has his stun and silence, he's just casting them, but he's not really putting himself in danger of dying because he wants to have his ultimate throughout the entire team fight. He's mostly using his roll to sort of position himself better, and not really to just get in the middle of things. Though sometimes he'll use it to just slow a hero when he's chasing. Looks like he does have a scepter. Oh, really good patient stun there. And it looks like he's going to try to pick off the Juggernaut, who could possibly be running this way. Anyway, I just want to watch that stun for myself because it's pretty cool. So he actually gets Bristleback on the back end of his Boulder Smash, and he gets the Omni Knight at the same time. And he knows his team is going to secure that Bristleback kill, so no need to chase with them. Alright, back to 1x speed. And they're going to go for a push now, probably. Yep. Alright, Bristleback bought back. And we'll see how he handles this base siege. He's going to roll in. Oh, that was really nice. This Bristle is dead now. Okay, so that was really cool. So when he's like, when you're sieging like this, you're sort of like a Bat Rider, where you just, if there's like 1 or 2 heroes alive, you can just roll in and just blink, pick them off, and if they're even like near their T3s, they just die instantly because they're just in the middle of your team in 1 second. The same concept applies to sort of playing like Storm, like Venge, Bat Rider. If you're like in this sort of, you're trying to push high ground and they only have 1 or 2 heroes alive, you can dive really far and kill heroes pretty easily. But looks like this game is almost over. Dire has a pretty good advantage. So we did manage to see a nice scepter usage there. Really aggressive play. But this game was, I think it was okay. He didn't like dominate the game, but he did pretty much everything that a good Earth Spirit was expected to do. He was like landing really good stuns and slows and silences. And besides that one ultimate bottom where it got cancelled by a sniper, he landed pretty good spells on the enemy team. He did roll to overextend a few times though, which is something that you should definitely be watchful of. As I said before, when you're rolling, you don't want to drop a rock unless you're sure your roll is going to land. And you don't want to roll into like 5 heroes if you don't know that your team is going to back you up. As we saw, he can get focused down really easily. But yeah, we're gonna watch this, probably this last team fight. This game is pretty much over. And he's able to, wow, really good by him to wait out the Manta. Was that even, sorry, I just wanna, the Juggernaut just misplayed there. He sort of panic Manta and didn't Blade Fury, which is questionable. But he did wait out the Manta for the silence, so that was pretty nicely played. And with that pick off on the Juggernaut, I think this game's over. There's no way this game goes on for much longer. 5 minutes. Okay, we'll watch this last siege, and then we're probably done. Oh, managed to get the Bristle right as he goes up into the fog. And yeah, this guy's dead. Wow. Okay, never mind. I thought he was gonna live. But as I was saying before, your Aghanim Scepter turns you into like a Venge, Bat Rider type hero. We haven't seen him save anyone yet, but if someone's like getting Omni Slash or something, you can just turn them into a rock, and they just take no damage, which is pretty insane. Alright, so this game's over. I hope you guys thought it was interesting. I'm not a like very good Earth Spirit player, though I have been like trying to learn him, and doing heroes that I'm sort of it looks like he's gonna turn the sniper to stone and ultra kill for the troll. Doing heroes that I'm sort of not super, like I don't know super well, can be a bit challenging, but I do try my best to sort of notice everything that's going on. Alright, so next hero I think is gonna be Bristleback. I'm gonna go back to the A to Z, unless I get a lot of requests for some other hero. I see some people asking me to do like Troll Sniper Axe or Troll Sniper Juggernaut, but I don't really want to like do a replay on heroes that we see every game anyway. And I'm sure like looks like he doesn't have enough for a smash. I'm sure people already like know sort of the, not the best way, but like sort of good ways to play those heroes, so I don't really want to do like the heroes that are in the meta right now. So if you have suggestions besides Troll, Sniper, Juggernaut, I will listen to those, but otherwise I'm gonna do Bristleback next. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys for the next hero.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. The Dire now have mega creeps. Radiant's ancient is under attack. Radiant's ancient is under attack. Dire victory.